Grand Rising, Grand Rising. This is me, Nikki C, and always in the place to be. I hope everyone is well on this beautiful Thursday morning. I'm blissful and in harmony and truly living up to my best abilities. I hope everyone is doing the same. I'm not concerned about anything except that which concerns me, what I am here for, my work, my purpose. And hey, Trish, what's going on, sis? My day one. Anyway, I'm just really understanding the energy. You know what I'm saying? The energy is real. I came back, I came here on, I don't know, it was probably 2022 and said that there is a vampire energy out here. This energy will be released. And next thing I know, these people acting like they are thirsty to attack people who are on a frequency that is high. I'm on a high frequency. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bust your bubble, but I am. And I can see people when they coming. I can see it. I already know. I know things before they happen. Ask Noble what I told him about his dealings over there in the beef sector. Ask him. He'll tell you that I already told him what was gonna happen. And it didn't take that long for it to happen, but it happened. I would tell you what's gonna happen. I would tell you, you know, just because I'm not even trying to use no cards or anything. It's just me and my energy being able to feel it. And it ain't no harm done to nobody. I'm not trying to hurt anybody because of my discernment. That's what it's called. Um, I came on here and I come on here from time to time and visit my faves. Trish knows I pop up in her chat sometime, sit there and listen to what she's talking about. And I have another place I go. I go there because I feel comfortable there. I can talk to the people there. Even if most of the time I'm not talking, I'm listening. But I know when someone is coming to destroy a build, no matter what they say out of their mouth. When you building, silky silky. When you building, sometimes people they just gonna come anyway. They're gonna come and try to get you to stop talking about what you're talking about. And a lot of these people don't know that they're not even working on their own accord. They'll sit there and be going in and out because there's a stronger force within them that is really calling all the shots. And when you are an empath like myself and you are operating in your highest frequency doing the things you are supposed to do, you are always going to be attacked by these lower level beings. You're going to be attacked. You're not trying to do nothing to these people. You don't even care what they talking about, but you're gonna attract them because they need you to survive. Understand this when I tell you, they need you to keep surviving because they can't survive on their own. They got to come and take and steal and siphon energy from you. What happened yesterday was a prime example of energy harvesting, energy pulling. So we're here working with this man, talking to him about his life. He's opening up. He's finally being able to tell somebody who he felt comfortable enough to tell what he's been going through. We're all there listening, amazed at this story. And when things like this happen, it's a reason why it's happening, and it's a divine intervention and a divine encounter. That's another thing. People don't even want to acknowledge divinity around here. They don't want to know when God is working. They don't want to acknowledge it. They want to come in like a a thief in the night and take what God is doing and move it around and make it something else and tell you crazy and all this shit. I'm not crazy. The things that I'm saying are real. But people want to say that the things I talk about is crazy. I can't help it if I'm tapped in and you're not. You're only tapped into this world and what this world and this reality right here is giving you. This is what you're attached to, the material world. I'm not. I care about bigger and greater things. And it shows me that I'm doing the right thing when I get these kind of attacks. When people want to talk down to me and tell me about me. You don't know about me. You don't know yourself. So you'll never know me. Know yourself. Find out who you are. Acknowledge those things that you do on a daily basis. Become accountable for your actions. That's all that I ask. I'm not going to sit up here and do a fill for fill, blow by blow account of what I can see on you. Because I see a whole lot. I see a whole lot. You need to really see which team you playing for. Because you're not on no side of God at all. Because that was God's work yesterday that you intervened in. You got in the middle of something that didn't have nothing to do with you. You worried about if somebody's telling the truth, they're lying. You worried about the crack era when it started. You don't know when the crack era started just because people can say they documented something when they wanted to. And they may not have been cooking crack, but they've been smoking it way before. Another way, they were smoking cocaine. Richard Pryor was smoking cocaine, is the reason why he got caught on fire in 1980. So just because there was no account, you say there's no account of crack cocaine, which didn't have shit to do with what we was really talking about. But those are the things that stood out to you because you ain't nothing but on a low vibration. You didn't see the work was being done, the real true beauty of what was happening. You didn't see that, but you was able to see that you was able to see that you was able to see that everybody was lying. You was able to see all kind of flaws in our story. You was sent from the principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places to come and fuck with us. Period. And we are tired of people like you doing what you do. I never ever wanted to come on here and say anything, but I'm just like so tired. So tired of people that need a validation or need some content. So come fuck with people who ain't fucking with them so they can run back to their channel and talk shit. That shit ain't cool. And it ain't gonna never be cool in my book because I don't go around bothering people. Yeah, I sat on a panel with people, but that wasn't my intention to get up there and want to keep talking about your ass. I said what I had to say about you, but at the end of the day, that's not me. I went to support a person that I've been supporting for years and was happy to see them that they had accomplished goals that they wanted to accomplish. Everybody have a different goal, and my goal happens to be showing love towards the people and loving myself and showing people. So I'm gonna drop the link because I ain't gonna be on here that damn long because I'm really, just want to say what I have to say. So that if anybody needs to hear my side of the damn story, since you want to go live and talk shit about my friends and me and whoever else you had to talk about, and you felt that you can come work and do what you wanted to do, you did that. Congratulations. Congratulations. You have now stepped into a realm that you don't know shit about. And I hope that the Most High might have mercy on you. But, you did that. You did what you had to do to literally come and talk about somebody as a witch and all this shit that time when you talked about my friend making dolls. But you have uh the words you speak ain't nothing but witchcraft. It's nothing but witchcraft what you talk and speak out your mouth. I mean, you might not see it, but you've been taken over by something else. You've been giving yourself all the way over to the opposite, the opposing, the opposite of what God is. Straight out. And I know you're gonna be kicking and screaming and saying what you say, but this is what's going on. And this is what is actually going on. There's nothing I did to make this happen. You did this. You keep wallowing on in filth. You keep wallowing in filth and trying to dirty everybody else up with your whole vibration that you got going on. Thinking that you all that and all that. But you're not. And somebody just need to tell you. And I'm not going to go back and forth. You can have as many lives as you want. I'm saying this on behalf of the people in my, you know, conglomerate over here. Silks, can you talk?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
okay.
happened?
No, my phone keep ringing and shit. I'm tired of that too. But yeah, I just that's dirty and filthy, and I don't fuck with nobody. I don't fuck with her. Like, what the fuck?
I'm here, Nikki. Hmm. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Mm.
hear you. Naga didn't seen the video. Naga's like, what?
Hmm?
I said Naga seen the. He's seen it.
Oh, he did?
He's like, what? What?
Okay.
In what the world?
Huh?
But see, that's the difference in between how we see things and how other people see things. That just shows. That's a prime example that what we saw was a total. It was total attack against us for real, and we saw the attack coming. We saw it happening. Reason why I ended up having to say what I had said about how people can easily see somebody talking about something, been listening this whole time, and already had what she felt in her heart already mapped out and wanted to say something at that point, but she tried to come slickly in and do what she did. She never had to come up there though. If I would have came to a platform and I saw people talking about something so serious, I probably wouldn't have popped up there because I didn't have anything to do with it at that time. But when your intentions are to disrupt and change the focus off other people to put it on yourself, then that's why you make moves like this. There's no other reason why you would have made a move like that. And normally, if I come in LMP and she up there, I won't even go up there. For what?
What? So you could bow down to her?
Please, I,
We ain't supposed to be bowing down to her.
I will not. I also,
No.
yeah, I was up there saying stuff about you, and I probably shouldn't have got involved in that. But at the end of the day, I did, and I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I didn't. And that is not why I'm saying something to you right now. I'm saying something to you right now because I seen what you just did, and people
What
don't
you
want.
was just talking about, what you was trying to explain, you know, what happens when dealing with this person. You was just telling, and then we were blessed to see how she behaves, really.
Mm-hmm.
She did exactly what you said that what she does on there, and you told her to go do it. And you wasn't using, you wasn't doing no, you never once did you go into this intimidation, how she tried to do when she started doing all this screaming and stuff like that. Girl, that don't mean nothing. You good getting up here and screaming on a platform. What is that supposed to be?
Grand Rising Naga.
And she gonna be shadow boxing.
Yeah, she opened up a whole can of worms for herself though, because
That's what I say. That's what she gonna be shadow boxing because you think I'm gonna participate in that, and that's how when you shadow boxing, you always win.
mm-hmm.
And ain't nobody running. Come on, what you got to run for? For something that I ain't running nothing. Just like she said, LMP asked her about what was going on with her, and LMP asked me twice about my opinion of what I was seeing was happening. And the first time I gave my opinion, what I thought, just like when she gave her opinion on her channel.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, when life was asking me for support, I didn't think that it was appropriate, not me running. I didn't think that it was appropriate for me to intervene at that time. I ain't had nothing to say because she's be- first because I didn't realize that it was all a fake, like you've been saying, until after everything was coming, after everything was happening. It took me a minute to catch on. You know what I'm saying? The guy was calling out the truth of what was happening, and you was calling out the truth of what's happening. All I was just doing is trying to say that there are many of us that wants a difference in life, and we're working towards that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to come up and just keep us stripes because whatever you got pumped up in your head, who you are in this world, and we're sharing the same space in this world. We just, just in different locations and regions and things like that. So, how were you appointed the one that we got to bow down to you? And
Grandma,
what you
so what's good? No, nobody has to bow down to anyone.
No, I'm talking about that's how she behave, and she expects for people to behave like that. And my mouth wouldn't be open and saying too much and then until she tried to make some negative content about me on it in the whole thing, like what you talking about, like you told her what she was gonna do.
She the one
But you
need
could have been
content.
doing that all along. Because ain't nobody interested in what she talking about on her channel.
She the one need content anyway. That was all a way to come get some content to have something to talk about on her channel so that she can build up her views again. She just told us she only did like 3 to 4 lives this year. It is March. That is not like her.
Well, I'm not really interested in all that. And what I'm
No,
all
I'm just
interested,
saying. I'm
you
just
know,
giving you why what it was.
yeah, why you had to create some nonsense content for your channel.
Naughty. Hey. Ah.
You know I was about to come up here. What's going on? Grand Rising, Supreme Rising, Divine Rising, all in one. How y'all
Yeah,
feeling this morning?
yeah, I'm feeling good actually. Almost
Okay,
too.
great.
All right. Continue. I don't want to stop what you was talking about. I was listening. I think this
Yeah,
this is real funny, but it's cool. I ain't
everything
mad
is
at
No,
great.
you're right.
Um,
It is funny.
we
you
just
know.
read some energy. We just read this energy, and they want to deny everything we was reading, but unfolded the same way we said it was gonna unfold.
right. I want to say something before I say anything first. All praise due to the Most High all the time.
Oh, praise,
All the
The
amen.
time.
Most High is good
All
all the time. He don't never make a mistake, and the Most High don't never make a mistake, but people do all the time, right? So,
all the time.
All the
and
time.
I also want to say, Father, please forgive them because they know not what they do.
Straight
Um,
up.
I'm gonna keep it
Oh,
100.
you,
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100 because
oh no, I'm sorry. Your prayer was great and stuff like that, but that particular person, I think she knows what she's doing.
that's the depths of it though. That's the depths when you get so deep into the way you see the outlook on the world, and you haven't given yourself time to, you know, check in with the Most High on your choices. This is what ends up happening, right? So
Mm.
even if you believe what you're doing is correct, you know what I mean, or you believe you got the authority to be the narrator of the value of what you see fit, it's still a questionable action that you should take. You should go to the Most High and still say, you know what, I'm feeling this war between my flesh right now. I want to be rude. I want to be disrespectful. I want to do XYZ. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then you should still take yourself to the Most High and find out why you feel like that. You know what I mean? Why you got these different energies with you. And
What's up,
ultimately,
Share Red? What's going on? Thank you.
and
Yeah.
ultimately, um, ultimately people, they get in a different headspace. And because you got a platform, you feel like you can say different things. A lot of disrespectful things that was said, um, about my father, you know what I mean, or how I was telling the story. I don't really mind. People are gonna be rude or whatever. That's life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't talk bad about anybody. That's not who I am. And um it's, I could sit here and make this about her show. I could say, let's talk about all the points that she did, but that's not, I don't do that. You know what I mean? I never did that. Even if I had an issue with someone, I never did the back and forth thing. That's kind of a weird feeling. It's almost like a black hole, like you're getting sucked into something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like my spirit is not allowing me to even want to do that, to be honest. And I
Yeah.
will say this though, I will say this. I do appreciate you guys' company. The energy that we was having before, the frequency got broken. It was real clean and it was real good. And I did appreciate that. And I wish to build with y'all a lot more on other topics, because I'm pretty sure y'all go through certain things in your area where you came through, and to be the voice of change will be the most positive thing, if especially if you can be the catalyst of making that change in your area, right? So this is what I think divine looks for, as far as the ones who can see through the rhetoric that would stop you from being such, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yo, oh my god, yeah, okay, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
That's all it
And you
So
was
is.
talking, and you see, had it been listened, which when you were talking yesterday, uh,
mhm.
Naga, Mr. Naga, or whatever,
Yes, ma'am.
how I'm saying, what do you want me to call me so I can say appropriately, make you feel comfortable? Because I'll call you Mr. Naga, because that's how I feel about you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just go
putting
I,
that
I
little
just go
extra
by
respect.
Naga. I go by Naga. You can call me whatever you feel comfortable with. It doesn't bother me. Mr. Naga, Naga. Everybody calls me Naga. All my friends call me Naga. I mean, I don't need no extra to symbolize this. It's not a demand. You could just call me Naga.
Okay. But that's just when I want to show that the utmost respect that what I was having for you for what you were saying and what you were sharing with us and all the things that you was sharing when you was what even built up to you to even start talking about some personal things that you said you ain't never shared no with people.
Right.
The- right.
Exactly.
And you was breaking down stuff before this even happened.
Right.
You, oh,
Exactly.
right. And then we were blessed to see it happen right in front of us.
And see, I was trying to stay away from saying that because I didn't want to get in the middle of what divine be doing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said all praise due to the Most High, because I know it's all guided by divine, regardless of how our roles play in. We're like the chess pieces of the Most High. So when we are moved in position to play certain roles, things are said and spoken. And then other energies play a role because they're supposed to play a role. It's almost like somebody asked me a long time ago, and they was like, why do you allow people to do certain things? I said, well, if you get in the middle of stopping what divine has planned, how would divine know how far that person's willing to go?
Mm.
So, sometimes you got to let a person expose themselves to the fullest totality. And it's not our judgment that shows that in that individual. You know what I'm saying? It's how divine sees this. It's a veil over the world, right? So if his son went to disrespect him and said, I'm going to take them and make them in my image, and you won't know the difference. So that means it's a block in between that value. Divine is letting his son do what he do in the same right. He's saying that's not going to happen. How I sent my children out is how they're going to come back. So I got to be mindful of the war between the father and the son. I can't get in the middle of that. Satan is still divine son, regardless of how we look at it. So I have to look at it for what it is. And I have to say, well, dang, if I jump in the middle of this, how much can I mess up with my own will? Right. So I got to step back a little bit and let a person be how they are in their full totality. I can't get mixed up in the actions of what another person thinks or how they feel. You know what I mean? Even it's something that came to me a while ago. It was like a long time ago. It was like let yourself go through the negative aspects of what people will do to you, because now you get to never ask for closure. It's another burden I was able to drop. You get to never ask for closure. Why would you need closure if a person purposely showed you who they are? You can't fight on purpose, right? So when the negative energy is showing its availability to you in whatever shape or form that is, accept it for what it is and know that's who that person is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go back and forth with them. Don't question them. Don't say why. It's not a why, it's on purpose. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So that right there is the line that's being drawn. Let the line be drawn in the sand and stay on your side. I have no problem with that. You know what I mean? It actually makes the space larger for me because now I don't have to put no thought on you. So I leave it. That's what I said. I leave it to the Most High to handle certain things, because once I see I mean, you can apologize, but I don't know if you're going to go back into your ways. I don't know. That's not my job to discern those things. My job was to discern whether or not I should continue with you. So that's how I look at life. You know what I mean? And it's made me stronger in a whole nother understanding. But ultimately, I don't like giving energy to things that really don't exist. So the only thing that's really powerful is the Most High. You're not really that powerful if you have to use lower energy to speak upon a level that will make you seem greater than what you are, right? So that's not true greatness. That's not true power. You know what I'm saying? I only deal with the power of the Most High, the unconditional love, and I know the Most High is Almighty. I don't separate that from nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of laugh about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I said it was interesting because we was having a deep conversation, and everything that we spoke about came into fruition right
Mm.
before the energy changed. And I was just like kind of like wow, and I wanted to be like, yo, remember we was talking about this earlier, remember this? I wanted to say all that. I got excited, but I said, nah, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not.
We just
It's
had to
very.
let it unfold, though.
That's right.
And I wasn't gonna say anything, but I just saw that whatever they could do to keep the subject off of other things that we was already talking about, that's what was happening. And we never got the flare back. Nobody was gonna say, oh, did you guys want to add anything? And nobody said, does anybody else have something to say? It was just still sticking to that same thing. And I was just like, okay.
I also learned that I have a lot of people I talk to, what I mean? Like people call me sometimes and we'll do consultations over the phone, or we'll do a one-on-one personal, what I mean, StreamYard where nobody can come on. We just talking together so they
Mm,
can see my face, I can see their face, you know what I'm saying? And we could just talk because we can't get to each other. So we'll use this as like a Zoom in a sense.
mm-hmm,
So sometimes depending on how they're feeling, if I'm in a high vibrational energy, say I just got finished meditating for an hour or so and I'm in a good energy, but they're feeling really, really down, or they have a low energy with them because the problem they want to discuss. What'll happen is the frequency will glitch, phones will drop, you know what I
mm,
mean? Computers will mess up. And it don't never fail. It's always been like that. And I've had other people come and tell me, I was in a good mood and I was talking to so and so, and then everything just started messing up. It's because high frequency can't mix with low frequency. It just won't do it. It's a real electrical energy. You know what I
mm,
mean? You can see this you can gauge it. They have gauges to where you can tell the difference. So it was crazy that it was about 5 or 6 of us on the screen fighting in between two different energies. And the more we tried to keep everybody together, the low frequency and the high frequency, the worse the frequency got on the screen. So I've noticed that plenty of times. Other people has noticed it plenty of times, and I think it was supposed to happen. because that's the separation that we're going into. The if you know the science of anything that's happening right now, the world is being divided. It's being divided in between people who choose that lifestyle and people who know where they're supposed to be at.
Exactly.
So I didn't right. I didn't look at that as a bad thing. I looked at it as that's what it's supposed to be right now. That's why you said, all right, it's cool.
Yeah, people have just been dropping off like flies.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just that what we seen yesterday, but just how I've been moving and stuff. I just been seeing people just being removed from my life because they making they making me feel some kind of way inside. Like this ain't right. This ain't feeling right. So I had to, I have to sever these ties because the Most High don't want me with y'all, and He's showing me all the things, the reason why when I'm seeing. So I understand totally. Overstand.
You want to speak on it, Silky?
No,
Am I saying your name right? I said Silky.
I'll be calling.
Silks.
well, I answer to it, so you
I'll
good.
be calling it.
Okay.
That was one of those that it got shortened to Silk, but you fine, okay. Uh, no, not really. About not how it was, because when I did share it and share it among some people that I care and feel close enough to say what I wanted to say about it, and Nikki was one of them. Mm, Nikki wasn't I totally different than what I am now,
Yeah.
and that's what I want. I don't want to. I don't need to, and there's nothing in life that needs to take me back to, because that's not my purpose and why I'm here right now on in the earth, and why I even was here. Period.
Right.
That's no, I don't want to handle it like I wanted to to go back and like what we do anyway, when what we have done, like the dozen and clown you, clown me, I clown you. Ain't even not about that. That's not what I'm here for.
It's a term. It's a term, and it doesn't catch me right off the top of my head, but the action, the one that carries that particular type of negative energy, it's something with that. You know what I mean? Like it's like almost like the bearer of bad news in some sense. So when you carry an energy to make a point, you know what I mean, it shows that you alleviated your connection to the divine. It shows you left the divine out. Telltale signs in certain aspects, you know what I mean? Like I think about these things and I try to find a better way. We supposed to be the greatest minds as our culture, you know what I mean? We were speaking about this yesterday, like not being in the position of using our minds the right way, and then some of the people in our culture just choosing to not do it because of whatever reason, right? So ultimately, I make that a practice to, not to try to get in that low vibration, to badge or to bang on our own people. We got it at the end of the day, and throwing away your morale for personal usage is not good for no culture, right? But we seem to be the only culture that does this. And on top of that, I have to respect the creations of the divine. Divine has created good, bad, and indifferent, whether we can see it as that or not, right? So allowing divine to handle the circumstance has always been a thing for me. Like, not for nothing, I ain't no punk. I ain't never been none of that. But that's ego, right? So divine, like, get out of your head. I don't need you to do that. I got scars. I've lived through life like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I think about these circumstances, and it's to question yourself, not to question the circumstance. Is always to ask yourself why. Why do you feel this way right now? Why do you want to say XYZ? Why do you want to put yourself in these positions? Now, a long time ago, I probably would have had a lot to say. You know what I mean? It probably would have been real, you know, real agitated as far as the discussion, because negative energy begets more negative energy. It just multiplies, right? So just to see it, and then you get an opportunity to watch it from a distance. Like it's even though you're there, the consciousness is farther away from it because you've learned some things. And then I get a chance to sit back and watch and say, wow, this is how the world actually plays the particular role, you know what I mean? And for me, you know what I mean, ultimately, I don't, even if negative energy is around, I'm always praying. If you go through a lot of my videos, you see that's what I say all the time. I'm always praying. Like I try to pray as much times in a day as possible. You know what I'm saying? It's because that meditation aspect, it makes me feel um error. What's going on, error? It makes me feel more at peace and more one with the creator. So I can't speak for nobody else. You know what I mean? I can't speak for other people on their walk, but I do recognize the placement. I recognize the reason, you know what I'm saying? And that comfortability is not something I want to be comfortable with. That's not a thing that I choose to have. And that's not a thing I choose to have as a retrospective thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like I lean more on the divine more than anything. So I mean, I guess it may seem boring to some younger mentality people or people who don't have that structure or maturity, but that's fine. I don't know what to tell you. I can tell you to go to the Most High. You know what I mean? That's all I got for you. Go to God with it. You know what I mean? Go to the Most High and see how it works for you. You
Well,
know,
that's the
but
best advice anybody could give anybody how
right.
see it. Because I was doing a lot of praying
That's right.
after, I was led to, well, I was led over there anyway, because I don't go over there. It
Right.
wasn't the reason. But it's just that umption inside of me just to go. And I believe that the Lord give us information. I'll call him the Lord. That's. But I believe that he give us information so we can know it, not to turn around and go against him about what's happening
That's right.
and how to handle it. Because when we handle it, things is, well, we want the credit for it, and so it could go wrong.
I believe patience for the people and for yourself is patience for the divine. And I think this is why divine is actually trying to teach us patience, you know what I mean, in all aspects. So be slow to speak, be what it said, quick to listen and slow to speak, you know what I mean? And I don't think these lessons are being allocated correctly. And but that's the walk though, right? That's the walk. That's the places where we've been in life, and this is spiritual maturity we talking about, being able to recognize where you were, and then showing patting yourself on the back that you have gotten far past places that you would have been before in life. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been in different places, you know what I mean? You spoke on that, Nikki spoke on that, and I'm pretty sure anybody who has time on this earth has been in different places. But yeah, only thing that can judge me is the Most High. I don't really care about certain words that are spoken. Words don't bother me. It's the fact that I know what frequency it really is. It's like every frequency wears an outfit, you know what I'm saying? It wears a set of clothes, so therefore that energy can come into the room. So before you even know what that energy is, it's dressed up as something else. And that is the illusion, that is the manipulation, that is the confusion aspect of it. So until the Most High sets everything right, we got to still stand firm in these understandings. So there, it's your due diligence, right? Can you stay close to me while you're going through these things in life? You know what I mean? Can you hold on to the Most High while you're fighting, the illusion, the confusion, the manipulation in life? Can you do that? So yeah, I'm unwavered. You know what I mean? I'm unwavered. I just thought it was kind of funny to hear the young lady speak. the way she did on her podcast. I was like, this is interesting to gain so much attention from someone you don't even know. But um, all praise due to the Most High. Like I said in the beginning, I pray for her. I pray for her, and I hope the Most High shines His light in her life. That's all I can offer.
Sometimes people they have a reprobate mind, and it ain't nothing you can do to have them do what they supposed to do. Come back. You could pray, whatever you want to do. It's a done deal. Sometimes it's a done deal.
Right,
Well, the Lord, He says that He's gonna turn you over to that if that's what you want.
right. That's right.
And I know out of all the time that I know why I'm here on social media like that, and not to be sitting up here and causing more confusion that we already dealing. That's not my role. Like I said, that's one of my first videos that I made. What road are you gonna take in all this? Because whether you do something or say nothing or not, you gonna have a road. Where you going? And it's only been one road I know. It's been keeping me ever since I can remember. Ever since I was a child. And like I said, I done lived many decades in this space, and know how we share in this space with everybody. And there's a lot and the growth that I even seen in myself. Because I would have did all kinds of things. I would have took all kinds of actions and stuff in my past life. But I ain't gotta do all that. That's not even that. Like I said, that's not what I'm here for.
Right.
Thank you, Mosai.
And whatever you want to clown because you want to bring, some comment value to this. When you're discussing me, I don't have no control of that. Only thing that I have in control is how I either react or respond.
One of the laws of the universe is called inertia. Tom, I think his name was um what is the scientist who would speak on this? He would say Benjamin Franklin or whatever. He would say, if you throw an object against the wall, the ball is gonna bounce against the wall and come back, or every action has a reaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the understandings to this particular energy is that I am a child of the Most High, and with actions, I can choose whether or not to put a space of my own action in that response. If I do not add a response to your response has nothing to bounce off of, right? And that was one of the hardest things for me to actually learn, because it's like, all right, so at what point do I protect myself? And Divine was like, how much faith do you have in me? Man, that sent chills down my spine, because you would only think about the damage that could happen to your weakened flesh. Like, these things could happen to me, Divine. I need to know that you're going to be there on real time, not partial time, right? So it literally forced me to strengthen my faith. And I would hear stories that was going to happen in my younger days. People would tell me, look out for this and look out for that. This is coming, this coming. And I just got to the point where I said, I don't give a damn what's going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
and that
Mm.
means Divine wants that to happen in that real time. So if it's seen fit by the Most High, what can I do about it? I
That
really have
part.
to lean on the Most High. So death threats, all types of stuff, and people will be like, you better watch out, and this and this, and ama, and I'm like, okay, well, if it's going to happen, I can't stop it if it's the plan of the Most High anyway. And I started leaning on that. But then also I would walk around and say, what authority is more of authority to me more than the Most High? You know what I'm saying? Authority is God is the authority over everything in life and existence. I have
Mm-hmm.
to release myself to that fully. You know what I mean? And self-control is all one has. And yeah, you know what? For the most part, you know what I mean? For the most part. But I like to I like to say innocent. We say innocence. But if you break that word down, innocent, what was sent into you? What was given to you to have light? It was the life, the light that was given to you. You have a spark of light, and this is a tangible thing. Every
Mm-hmm.
person that dies on this earth, 3.5 grams leaves their body when you die. Your body sinks in. You ever seen a dead body at a funeral? The cheeks are sinking, the light is gone out of them. You know
Mm-hmm.
what left their body? 3.5 grams of light. Where'd that light come from? It's literally tangible. The reason why they knew the light left is because when your body dies, they can weigh the difference on your body. Your
Mm-hmm.
body actually separates a difference when the light leaves your body. This is what doctors talk about. They see some type of mist or light leaves your body when you die in the hospital. So this is the light that divine sent in. We were supposed to be, we were supposed to be, we were supposed to be sharpening and growing that light as we deal with each other conducively through life. But we didn't do that because we became self-serving and we started taking from other people's light. When you go and you see things in life, you focus your energy on things you like, things you love, you put energy, you speak towards it. All these actions that we do, we're placing our light on these objects, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. So so with that understanding, what happens is you start to separate from portions of your light. You know what I'm saying? And then when your light is too light, you pass on. You know what I'm saying? And when your light is greater, you rise. You know, so these are the understandings of this particular concept. And once you understand that, you know you can be wasting your time by putting energy on things that don't have the real validation of what you should be focusing on.
Grand Rising, Sir Drop.
So drop, peace, 7 ounces of light leaves. I've heard different numbers, but the last document that I read over I think it was about a year or two ago, and actually discussing the knowledge with another young lady who had the documentary. This guy was saying it's 3.5 grams. I don't know, but 7 grams sounds more accurate because seven is completion and completion is life. So that
Mm.
does more accurate to me. I appreciate that. Um,
That's my HOTC brother in the building.
okay. Salute, salute.
You know about the HOTC?
No, I haven't heard about them.
Yeah. We we are a group of like-minded individuals who created this group back in 2018,
Okay.
and we had a pretty good amount of people that was involved in our group. Um, and we still connected, even though everybody's not here on YouTube because we've already done our work here. I'm just still here, lingering. For whatever reason, I come back, but nobody except Sir Drop and me, pretty much, and it's a few other honorary members that we added that are here. But we don't really do what we used to do. But I had a whole Cali meetup at one point where everybody came down. The ones who could make it came down, and we all met in person. So we solidified our soul family at that time.
Right.
So yeah, and I still talk to the members. I still keep up with them and see how everybody doing and all that.
Uh, so Drop said it's. I think he's showing that it's some people that still was in there. He said, Jared, Naughty,
Yeah, I seen
uh,
Naughty and them. Yeah, Naughty and
First
them. They came
Lady.
through. I'm first lady. You
Oh,
talk.
okay. All right.
Yeah, and
All
that's
right.
another reason why people have this energy towards me because these people is my soul family. When I met them, it was like I knew that I belonged with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they ended up start calling me first lady. Sir Drop start calling me that.
Oh, respect. Respect.
And I don't know. People don't understand the connection, but we love each other for real. It ain't nothing. No type of hatred or harm. or any type of thing like that that we have for each other. We love each other for real. It's like a real.
Conditions is a part tied to the world a word control. So if a person has conditions, then they want to have control. And
Mm-hmm.
this is why we need to have unconditional love. So that is a powerful concept of reality. I appreciate that within a group who can
Yeah, and
see
I talk.
past the human aspect of things and just love you for who you are. I appreciate that. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's what we do, and that's why I didn't know. I thought I already knew you from somewhere for real. Like I don't know how. Like I really don't know how I encountered you because I thought that you was already a part of something that I've been a part of this whole time. So that's it. Has to be the divine. You know what I mean?
I have been around for a while. You know what I mean? It's just that two of my accounts that I had, they got tore down. Well, not they got taken away. You know how YouTube do if you don't got certain information, they put you through the grueling Google information. Like they can you get this email? Can you do this if you want this count back? I'm like, yo, it's my face. I I don't know what else to give you. It's I have the same face, like, and they're like, yeah, that's not enough information. We need you to answer an email that you might have got sent back in 2017 or 2016, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So I lost I lost a lot of I lost like two and a half because one of them I started with someone else. That's why I called it a half, and they were doing like my editing, and then I lost that one because they went away to the military or whatever, and they didn't have the information. And then two more I started, and then those two I just lost the accounts. You know what I'm saying? So after that, it was like I'm gonna start another one, and then I've been on this one right here for like the last 3 years, maybe 4 years.
Mm-hmm. That is dope. That is so dope. I just know I just tripped off your name like when I saw Naga, but I still said like this is somebody. I don't know what other names you had on here. I said I don't know, but I just started coming in there listening,
Right.
and everything you stand on is the same thing I stand on. So that's what makes a beautiful connection to me.
Yeah, vibrations draw close. That's how I felt about your page. I would just come and listen, and then for a while I would just listen and didn't say nothing. I would just listen to what was going on. I would just and then you was like, if anybody want to come on and speak, come on and speak. I think the very first time I was nervous. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna just go in there, like just say nothing. I'm gonna, keep my words to myself. I enjoy the content. I'm gonna stay in my place in my lane. And I
Yeah.
think one day I think I was in the comments and you was like, you should have just came on. I was like, well, I'll come on next time. And then the
Hmm.
first time we had a good dialect. So
Yeah, we had a good one that time. Yeah.
right.
That's what it is. Like I don't feel like anything that any kind of relationship that has conditions, it just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
It makes me feel very uncomfortable. I become vexed in my spirit about different energy that people give me. What? That they give me. And and it don't mean even necessary, but I just know that's the opposing energy that wants to, just break me down or whatever. So I
Excuse
just
me. I'm sorry. Sir Drop said I had to send a pic of my ID to last month to YouTube. Yo, that's how they do, yo. That's how they do, yo.
they didn't know you was Sir Drop.
Nah, they be like, you know what? I need your passport, your birth certificate. I need a billing address with some mail on it. You got to, yo, they dirty, yo, they dirty for it. You be like, man, it's me. I don't know what else. It's me. It's a picture of me. Like they don't care about that. They don't care. That shit
But
is
you
funny.
monetized, ain't you? Or you not?
Am I monetized? No, I'm not
No, no,
monetized.
Sir Drop.
Oh.
Sir Drop.
Yeah, I always get to a certain number and then my number get dropped down, and I'm like, well, we'll keep pushing eventually. But so
Yeah, shoot.
tried to get me with that shit drop. Haha. Voice, advanced settings, and face links and facial recognition. Right, right,
But you know what, Nago, all I heard you was saying yesterday, and I didn't see it because everybody don't see everything at the time that it's happening. And I was focused on something else, and you kept saying
facts.
that she thinks I'm lying.
Right,
And I was, I wasn't really focused on that because, and after it all happened, I said Devon already gave it to him.
Yeah.
You kept saying it
right,
about that that what she was trying to say you was lying about your life.
right. Exactly.
And
Like,
at the
why?
time when we were discussing, you had no reason to lie. It was just something that it was just how the conversation just flowed. You had no reason to lie about what you was talking about.
And also, I did reiterate the fact that I wasn't really comfortable with sharing the story because I didn't want to tell the story. Like a lot of people has asked me to tell the story, and I'm like, nah, I'm good because I had an issue with, just ruining other people's situation. So she's like, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? See, that was.
But it was
I don't
the
want to go
channel
there. I really
holder
don't want to.
that
Yeah, I mean,
it's the channel holder, Life Machine, because that's what we call him, Claridon. Life
right,
Machine, it was him that gave you all the conversation was coming around so you could get some information that you needed. And all
right,
the Life Machine gave you what you needed is he told you to start with the audio.
right, right. Right. Everybody was giving me pointers, and he suggested that it'd be good if I did an audio book. And for me, this is not the first time I heard this. People been telling me to do a book for over like the last 4 or 5 years. And I'm like, I really didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? Because I respect life in itself. Like when you get on this journey, it changes the mentality. Just like Nikki was speaking about the HOCT and how you guys handle each other as far as love. When you do find divine, regardless of what anybody does in life, you find love for everything. Like it's just something that
Mm,
happens for you. You know what I'm saying? And
that part.
for me to
Okay.
feel some type of indifferent way, like I can't. It's like I don't. It's either I love you or I nothing you. It's I love you or I nothing you. I don't find hate because hate is a different frequency. So it's either I don't deal with you at all and I have no contentment for you or anything, or I love you unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? And that's the power of the divine. That's what I've been shown in all my walk. So I don't have I understand what the sister was doing. I understand where she is in her mind and what she's trying to accomplish in her life, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's her own frequency she has to deal with. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you know what I mean? Like like I said, I was confused because I didn't comprehend her frequency. You know what I mean? I didn't comprehend why her frequency was changing like that. And I had to be mindful because
It wasn't
there
changed.
are forces out here that don't want things to be said. You know what I mean? There are forces out here that want things to not go the direction that's the most beneficial for us. And
It
And it didn't have to be with you. It's not necessarily, it's just happened to be yesterday.
it
You was the
wasn't
one.
changing. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
you
say
was
that
the
it
one
wasn't changing.
that, would you say, Nikki, that it wasn't changing. Where'd she go? Are you here, Nani?
yeah, I'm still here. I hear
Because
you guys
I'm,
clearly. Nikki, you there?
you can hear Nikki?
No.
Yeah, because I missed the last part of what she was saying when she was talking about something changing. So my thing is not like it was the action what we have experienced, previous to this. It had nothing to do with you per se. You was just the person that had the mic at the time.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
We've
think
been
one of her
experiencing this a lot of times. We just say yesterday was the first day that we spoke up about.
I think one of her statements was, I was on there for 4 hours talking about my life. I was like, wow, I didn't speak the whole time. We were all speaking. And I was like, it's like she's trying to make my name or make me look like a certain way. And I understand what she's trying to do is good content for her page. She has to deal with negative and positive energy. And I guess, that's where her spirit is right now. So that's fine. You know what I mean? That's something she has to deal with. But the Most High always knows the truth. Divine sees all things, you know what I mean? So I don't have to debate my life with anybody. I don't have to run to her platform and say, hey, that's not true, and this, that, and the third. I don't have to do any of that. I really don't care at the end of the day. Like I said, I nothing her because I have nothing for her. I don't know her. I don't care to. First time I ever seen her name was yesterday. So I have nothing for that sister, but I hope the best for her, and I hope that she gains the light of the Most High in her life, and it opens up her perception a little better so she could be more conducive for her people, because that's our job, to be conduits of this divine energy for all our people. And at some point in life, I know we are tired of losing as a culture, and if you're not tired of losing and tired of seeing us just get thrown to the side and treated like trash, you're serving a different purpose, right? So with that being said, Nikki, you there? I heard the phone ring. And she didn't come back on yet. Let me see something real quick. But yeah, for the most part, that's what I focus on, because, even um even when I'm talking to other people, and connecting with other people, and we do phone calls or consultations and stuff like that, they're telling me how the struggle of connection is what bothers them so much with maybe family members, or friends, or their workplace, or whatever they got going on in their life, and they're trying to understand how to be better in these places before they actually lose their mind and want to hurt somebody. And
Mm.
I'm always, telling people, don't throw away your life because of something so small as a few words. That's majority of the time the negative energy that's existing. It's so, and this energy stays with our culture more than anything, you know what I mean? And it's sad that we can't shake this small amount of energy when it's actually pre-generated by us. It's generated. We're the one that's pre-generating this before this situation actually takes place. And, you know, unbeknownst to us, it seems like the brother said in the comments, self-control is self-control is one of the most powerful things that we can have. And that is a truth. Once you get past self-control and you understand that you're connected to the divine, you leave it in the hands of such. But yeah, this is why I don't debate the values. I play my role, and I stay in my lane, because that's the best place for you to be, despite anything else that's going on in life.
Hmm.
Nikki, you back on?
And it's a great thing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her signal. But yeah, so um I do videos, I take walks in nature, and I just speak my
Hmm.
thoughts. Majority of the time my videos are based on my thoughts. So the titles are Naga's thoughts. You know what I mean? Particularly to what I may be doing. So I may be having a coffee in a Black and Mile, walking a couple of miles, just, you know, and or I may be just in a particular energy, and I'm sharing whatever particular understanding that I'm dealing with because I'm going to liberate myself, right? I'm going to
Right.
stand up to me. I'm going to fight my flesh, right? So it's like, if you're not doing this work for yourself, who do you expect to do it for you? You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? And the divine is only gonna. I know you guys seen the old school wall picture. It was called Footprints, and
Mhm.
it was saying you walk a few steps, but then you got weary, and then you knew you wasn't walking. So that's when divine was carrying you. So for me, that's a real understanding. It's like you're gonna be weary, you're gonna fight, you're gonna go through things, but walk for yourself first. Stand up for yourself first. Go forward for yourself first, and allow divine to pick up the steps behind that understanding and continue going. That goes to patience. That speaks to you being patient enough to wait for that connection. So
Oh, one moment. Keep talking. Uh,
okay. And it's just something that I think a lot of us in our culture don't do. We don't have patience for the divine. We don't even have patience for ourselves.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? So if you'll give yourself so much to the system, to materialistic things, to how you feel in your flesh, like you won't give yourself patience. You won't wait on nothing. You got to have that now. So what do you think is going to happen? You're going to run yourself down. You're going to burn yourself out. We've seen people burnt out from the normal things that they've done in life. So how do you save yourself? You be patient with you. Stop saying yes so damn much to everything physical in the world. Stop giving in because it looks sweet. Stop being the reason why a person will run for the bag. Like, why is the bag always important? Why is this always more important than the divine? What's more important than the fact that you are creation? And how do you not show that to your children? How do you not want to teach that to them? How do you not want to have them with the strongest stability known to man, unwavering?
mm,
You know what I'm saying? You'll rather have them
mm,
weak to the circumstance because you was weak to the circumstance. Be good for them. That's like
mm.
you're telling them that they're going to fail, because it's not like we
Okay.
don't fail constantly. So to understand these things, you really have to take accountability for the actions that you would be willing to side with in life. And not to say, well, damn, if I don't give it to them, they're not going to get nowhere. No, that's you depending on this system that has held us back for so long.
Mm.
When do we usher divine back into this shit and say, I'm standing on that? I don't give a damn what you're talking about.
Okay. Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Who fights for the divine? I remember being a kid and I said, you know what? There's a lot of mascots out here, but they not mascotting for the divine. They mascotting for their understanding of such. When do you put down your understanding of how you see this and actually just do the damn job? Just do
mm.
the work. See how it feels to be the work. Don't speak it so much. Just be it for once and
Yeah.
see what that feels like. Go in society and do something for somebody with no regard. Be loving to somebody with nothing in return for that. And repeat it over and over and over and see how you feel. And then watch the universal energy match your energy. Now you're rising yourself to a higher plateau, a higher plane. It's not going to be normal to nobody because it's not being done by nobody.
Mm.
This is
Okay.
why we only reach certain levels of the spiritual
Mm.
understanding, because you give up way too early.
Mm.
You give up way too early and you're satisfied by nothing, something created by a manufacturer, a building. Remember the
Okay.
movie The Last Dragon?
Mhm.
So remember the scene when
Mhm.
remember the scene when dude said he was looking for his master and he sent him to a fortune cookie place. And the fortune cookie place, the machine in the back was producing the messages. So he was like, "This is the master." That was symbolic to the way we look at life. You go as
Mhm.
far as we can produce something for you in a physical, and that's your God. Nobody don't see it like that though, because you give up so early and you're like, well, as long as I'm getting this, I'm fine.
Mm.
Nah, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not satisfied with that. And once I understood, because I've been stabbed in I got a scar in between my eyes, right? A scar in
Mhm.
between my eyes. I was stabbed with 6 inches of glass in my head. This is a real fact. You can go look it up in my medical records. They will show you that I had 6 inches of glass pulled out of my brain For a few
Mhm.
years afterwards, pieces of glass will come out in pimples. I got the scar in the middle of my face. I should have died. Red blood flew over the eye lens, and it was like I can see through the red or whatever. I was not cognizant in my mind. My father came and threw me up in the air, and I hit the ground. That's when I woke up. He took me to the hospital. I thought I was gonna die. I had 6 inches of 6 inches of glass in my brain. Literally. I was 18 years old. My 18th birthday.
Mm.
Uh, the person that did this was a person, all that's irrelevant. It just showed me that I should have, instead of stopping on the corner at the time, allowing everybody to, say happy birthday or whatever, I should have went home and went into the house and took my ass to bed. But I stopped on the street, and that was a lesson for me because I always would stop before I would go home. I would always try to find something else to do. I just worked. I used to work at this place called One Way Record Company. And One Way Record
Mhm.
Company was a place up north where they would take the oldies, all the if you remember the commercials that would come on TV back in the day, and they would say, you can buy the they like they'll play like the Temptations, or they'll play like a song, and they'll play like a small clip it, but they'll run them concurrent on the commercial. So we would dance to the. I found this place, and I was like, I'm about to work for the record company. I thought it was a real record company, but it was just a packaging place that would sell these tapes or whatever. So I was just happy to work there or whatever, just because I was dealing with old tapes, and I get a chance to see all the old Motown music that was produced at a particular time. So I got off at 11:30, about 11:45, 12 o'clock. I was turning
Mhm.
18. So I'm coming up the hill or whatever. I see my homeboys and all of that, and they like, happy birthday, da 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 da. They pop in cheap ass champagne out of the corner store. And I'm like, yo, that's what's up, whatever. Everybody in the circle, they like spit some bars because we all rapped, and it was like spit some bars, spit your 18 bars. I'm like, all right, I spit something. So we in the circle. I remember that circle that I was in got jet black, and I would look at the shadows. I was like, why is it so dark? Like, it's really dark in this circle, but I didn't understand. I didn't understand why it was so dark. I'm young as shit. I'm just happy to be around, China, Anno, Rob, everybody that was on the block. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. This lady comes around. She asks me for some beer, and I'm like, I don't have any beer. This is their stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it was a gap in between where I was and my homeboy. That's the only piece of light that shined in. It was the street light. So that light was the only piece of light that came in to this dark circle that we were standing in. And I couldn't see none of my homeboys' faces. She came around. She had broke the glass on the other side of the circle. She came around and said, hey. And when I looked up, she stabbed me in my face,
Mm.
right between my eyes, and broke the bottle. I leaned up and I screamed, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's looking at me in shock. I pulled the glass out of my head. I pulled it out of my head. Blood gushed out. And I lost my mind at that point. Like, just went bananas or whatever. So, yo, peace and love, light. Yeah, it's been a minute. Salute Ty Lamar
Mhm.
L. So after that, that's when my pops came or whatever and threw me up in the air, and I landed on the concrete, and I looked at my dad. He carried me in the house like a baby, like literally wrapped me in his arms and carried me in the house. The ambulance came and took me to the hospital. And I'm asking the dude that's stitching up my face, I'm like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? He's like, nah, you ain't gonna die. You pretty good. He's like, this is a big piece of glass. Like, and I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't know how you all right. I went home the very next day, and they told me I was fine. I'm sitting there trying to figure this shit out still. Like, how am I fine? Why am I fine? All praise due to the Most High. Divine said, if it's
Mhm.
not your time to go, it's not your time to go. I don't give a damn what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and no matter how traumatic things can be, it's nothing gonna happen to you. You can be scared to death. I was terrified. I literally thought that I was gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I'm stabbed in my brain. See what I'm saying? You know how far 6 inches goes inside your head? That's a lot of space. So for me, in my young child mind, I'm thinking, damn, I'm in a bad situation. But nothing happened. It wasn't even as serious as a scrape. I still got the scar
Oh,
right now to
okay.
this day. You know what I'm saying? And I think about these things, other situations that happen in my life. I think about these things and I say, well, dang, if divine meant for me to pass on and come back home, I think I would have been dead by now already. So I need to stop worrying so much. If I'm gonna pray, I know I don't need to worry. And if I'm gonna worry, I don't need to
Mm,
pray. And this was two
okay.
understandings I need to learn to separate. Okay. So it doesn't matter what life looks like. It's your connection to the divine. It's always going to be your connection to the almighty most high of all things, good, bad, and indifferent. When will you solidify that in your mind that nothing is more powerful than that?
That. Mm,
So that's just my overlook of how this should be, or what it contains as far as the value. And I understand, morbid type energy. I understand what certain depths of stories may seem like, but when I see these heinous things happening across the country, when I see these things happening across the world, I have to ask myself, um, I wonder what their true belief is like, and I wonder how far have they gone with this belief? Do you truly know, or do you just believe slightly? Do you know in and out, through and through? And sometimes we hold up the value of other things more important than divine. And then people say, why did this
mm,
get taken? Why did that get taken? Why did I lose this? Why did I lose that? I want to
mhm,
know, is that covered in the same belief that you have for the Most High? Did you lead? Did you give it to the divine and just let it go? And don't think about it constantly. Like literally put your full sincerity into that question you asked divine to guide you with. Put that into that and then walk away from it like you never asked it in the first place. And that's how divine works. I had to ask myself, why is that so important as far as you asking the question and then walking away from it? Well, quantum physics started explaining that. Quantum physics speaks on the observer. The observer,
mhm,
it speaks on, like, if something's happening behind you, it can multiply into a million pieces, something that is like astronomically cartoon, like you would not understand it. Have you ever seen trails of light sometimes when you look away from things and you see this light repeat itself, but you barely
mhm,
catch it, and you can never just look at it and see it happening in the same? That's like quantum physics. So it's the same energy. You can't watch the miracle take place. You're not God. You can't watch God work. It's not gonna ever happen that way. So the whole point is to, what's the commercial? Set it and forget it. They say set it and forget it. You know what I'm saying? Like just put it there and walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? And don't think about it. Not thinking about it has been the hardest thing for me not to do. Sometimes when I'm in my energy, I'm so emotionally attached to something, I'm trying not to think about the prayer that I asked divine to protect me from. I'm
mm,
trying to shake it. I'm trying to find something else to do, to get involved in, so I don't have to think about what that is that I just prayed for, knowing that I put my full sincerity. Um, I got problems with my feet, right? And my toes. I don't know if any of y'all have cramps in your feet or whatever, and your toes may pull left and right sometimes when you overdo them or whatever. If you ever had that happen. So in my circumstance, I'm watching this happen one day, and
mhm,
I didn't have the things I needed to rub on my feet to make my feet feel better. I didn't have it. So I'm sitting there like, this is not the time for you to be cutting up. And I literally would start talking. I'm praying at the same time within myself. And I'm telling my feet, please support me right now because I've taken care of you for so long. I need you right now not to do this to me. And I do not know why, but a tear came down my face. It was the sincerity. I'm sitting there crying like, please don't, right. You know what I'm saying? It's the salt, all of that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it was just the value of what I was feeling and how I was at that particular moment, right? And I'm like, please don't do this to me right now. I need you to take care of me. I watched that toe line right back up. I watched
Okay.
it line back up and go back into its comfortable space. And I said, thank you, Father. Oh, thank you so much. It's
Mm,
not as important as somebody asking, the wind to pick them up if you fell off a building, right? It's not important as is a car crashing and you praying to be survived at that moment and walk away. It's not that, but it's the little things that has built up my connection to this truth and that understanding. There's so many things that I've always just learned to give to the divine. And after I gave it to the divine, I would watch it solidify in its own time. Like,
mm,
this is just my personal walk. And I would encourage people to try it for themselves, to really give it your all. Like, you will give it your all if you're
mm,
trying to holler at a girl. You give it your all if you're trying to get
mhm,
the bag. If you was trying to kill somebody, you will give it your all. You'll look like a movie on the
mhm.
street. Like, if anything else is going on, you're gonna put your best into it to be the best of that. Why you can't give the
Okay.
creator of all things your same energy? That energy was given to you by the creator.
Hmm.
So why can't that be the same fortuitive pretense that we use as far as the salvation and the growth of our culture? Like, I don't get it as far as that's concerned. We will put we will put our all into anything else on the world, but you will look at your brother, your sister, and down them because of how you personally feel about that. You know what I mean? We look at things and that don't equal up to the value of we see greatness as, and we keep it there. We say, nah, that's not that, so you're gonna stay down there.
Hmm.
The gatekeeper ideology, the doorway ideology is upheld by us because we feel we're gonna get past the door. We feel we're
Mhm.
gonna make it past the door, and we feel that it's up to us to uphold that door. Let's knock it down. Why do you have to hold that up and watch your other people suffer? Divine didn't make us separate. He made us together in a group.
Mhm.
This is why we see our likeness in our own people. But you don't feel nothing in your heart when you see your people down. You're like,
Mm,
I didn't do that. I didn't put them there. It's not my fault. Those are conditions that didn't come with the creation. And then we always watch the end of the movie play out for the bad guy worse. He choking on blood while he laying in his suit.
mm,
He in his suit on the ground. Somebody that took the money. He dying. He was the baddest man through the whole movie, but he ended up dying at the end because he just didn't give a shit.
mm,
And we see this play out all the time, but the cognitive dissonance of us actually living this reality, it goes over our head. You want to be the villain. You want to be the good guy. You can't be both. You got to choose a side.
mm,
And if you don't put all your energy into one side, you're going to lose it completely. Like, I don't make this up, man. Y'all know people, the baddest man who wanted all the women ended up with AIDS. Y'all
mm,
seen this over and over and over. The guy that wanted all the money ended up getting killed by the person that was least expected to kill him.
mm,
Y'all see this every single place we go. It don't even matter. And our culture and other cultures that try to mirror our image and our likeness, you see it happen with them. They're trying to be this best version because they know we are so close to this understanding.
mm,
But the only reason why we can't get it is because we're still fighting for something that is not even a reality. That's right, the master program. The master program. They set it and forget it. They said, watch them follow this right here.
mm.
How do you feel about something being more intelligent than you when you are the intelligence of the universe created by the divine?
Okay.
And we're talking about the not false gods created, not the ones that are created by man's understanding. We're talking about the master weavers of existence itself. The God that sits at the edge of the universe in front of the natural law of things that cannot be broken, the cardinal law of the
Mm,
creations of divine. Divine said, and even when they speak about Adam and Eve and all of that, that whenever they came into existence, he said, I sent you amongst the people. Who are the people?
okay.
Go look it up. I send you amongst the people. How did the son Cain go to a town where it was full of people if you the first person's here? Where'd he go? And why were they sent amongst the people? Because they lost the respect for the creation and understanding, and they had to go gain that understanding from the people, which was the original children of the divine. Don't let this understanding go far from you. You have been here for a long time. My thing is, I don't want my people stressing each other out for becoming stressed. I'd rather work with each other to reduce it and bring some simple joy. Right. You know what? I believe that. I believe that fully. We should all work together without conditions. But that's the thing. There has to be a first, second, and third. There has to be a gold medal, a silver medal, a bronze medal. There has to be that with certain people to separate value. These are the conditions we're talking about, though. There's always something that's funny. There's always a misconception of value. There's always a degradation and connection. There's always a wall or a door being separated for certain people. That goes all the way back to programs that wanted us to fight each other. Like, I don't get so deep into these understandings to where I want to say, you know what, that's more important. No, I believe in the fact that we can work with each other. I believe that that's what we're here for, to do opposite of what we've been going through for so many years.
Okay.
Shout out to Ty Gemini. And I don't know who you are, John Doe, so you're gonna have to go if you're gonna keep saying things that we don't want to see you saying.
You know, at the end of the day, we've been placed in stories, we've been placed in movies as the image, we've been placed in magazines, books, we've been placed in billboards to disrespect the women. We've been placed on the streets. We've been placed in businesses to be let down by small incremental values. We've been placed on every single scale to be the loser, and uplifted to make you feel like you're a winner just so you can be a gatekeeper. And then we accept these values and say, this is the only way we can get it there. This is the only way it's going to work. That right there is you accepting the failure. I'm hard-headed. I just don't follow what anybody got to say. If it ain't got nothing to do with the divine, I don't give a damn what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I look for the divine and everything. That is my ratio of understanding. If I don't see divine in you, at least an increment of it, I can't follow what you're talking about. I'm good. I'm like, all right, whatever. Go ahead and see how that works for you in the long run. If divine is not in it, that is my criteria to draw my line. I no longer look for the understanding of people because I know that my flesh is weak. I say this all the time, Father, at this point, my flesh is weak. I need you to strengthen me.
Okay.
How are you trying to fix it, or are you trying to find blame for your action? Are you saying, well, no, they did X, Y, Z. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't even live like that. I take responsibility for my actions. If I'm playing a particular role in life and I know I'm messing it up, I'll back up and I say, you know what? That was my fault right there. Let me correct myself right now. Let me get myself together because I'm feeling some type of way. And the more I do that and I give it to the divine, the more I'm strengthened in weaknesses of the flesh. You have to give patience to yourself and be willing to see the outcome of that. We came into this situation not knowing what was going to happen in the beginning. We didn't know where we was going when we got in this situation. We didn't know how good things was going to serve us. We just knew that certain groups started getting it and certain groups didn't get it. We just knew that, and we watched everybody play the piano rolls. It's going up and down here, up and down there, up and down there, and we never got to an equality playing level. We know that for a fact. So when in all of this understanding do we say, you know what, I'm just going to give it to the Most High, and I'll let that work itself.
Okay.
I think we're afraid of the divine. We're afraid of our true versions of ourselves. We want to hide what we are instead of putting it on the surface. Nah, I practice speaking the truth. I practice it all the time, as much as possible. And I know this is why I'm disliked. I've had this problem for a long time. Nah, he not gonna lie. He gonna tell the truth. You damn right.
Mhm. Okay.
Because that serves everybody, not just myself.
Mm.
Whether or not you want to be the image of what that is, or you ready for that responsibility, maybe that's the difference. Maybe people are not truly ready for that responsibility. Maybe you entertain the level of certain negativities, and I understand that. If you don't know what the divine is, I can't help you.
Okay.
This brother's right here asking
You
me,
were talking about.
asking what is the divine.
That's
This
what I
is a
say. You talking
troll.
about somebody as a.
This is a fucking
Oh,
troll,
okay.
y'all. That's all that
If
is.
you would ask, in 2024, who gonna ask that question?
And who is gonna ask that question? Shit. Divine perfection. That's who.
It's crazy.
You know that's how I got my name, right? Divine
Yes. Well,
perfection. Because I was working on starting to do hair again, and I asked, what should I name this business? I gotta get it, come up with a better name, another name. And divine perfection is what came to me. And I have a true meaning and belief in that, of divine perfection, because uh, despite all the things I've been through, I'm still perfect to the divine. Whatever I done went through, it's still, to him, it's perfect for me. It's perfect. That's all.
I look at the universe as perfectly imperfect. Like if you look
Yeah.
in the forest, you see things that are they grow on top of each other. They don't have an alignment. The natural order of things. It's just wild. It's just out there. And I think that's how divine intended it to be. As far as how we are created, I think we became imperfect when we stopped being connected to the divine. Your wonderful, quirky self of whoever you are, your natural self of how you came here on the earth, the child, the innocent, the delight that divine sent here for you to live, was the level of your perfection of who you were supposed to be. So I think we got kind of pushed and pulled.
Oh, John Doe. Divine is the divine father of the universe. Okay, I'm sorry.
So I believe the Most High says for you to just be. Don't be what everybody else wants you to be. Don't try to force yourself to be other things to fit into the worldly way of life. Just be how you were sent to be.
Thank you.
Hmm.
And if something came within that understanding to disrupt your being, you have to fight to get back to what you came here as. And that's been the struggle for a lot of our brothers and sisters who are living on this earth today. You see what I'm saying? Um, Era Black says we know where things are going based on what has happened before in history. So we don't want to repeat and make better for our children and family. Come on. Come on. If that's the case, why settle for what hasn't been given?
Okay.
How are we going to get anywhere if we don't knock these you know, we all know that energy that exists in our hoods, that unlocked, that untouchable energy. It's some people that you've been around, you be like, man, leave that nigga alone. We know that. Man, leave that brother right there. He ain't one to mess with. That sister right there, she ain't one to play with. We know these energies that exist. We don't multiply them though. We let shit happen to them.
Thank you, Era Black.
So I don't mind and I won't do a work with people who are on the same page, even if it's just keeping the spirit lifted up and not taken down. Facts. Facts. I feel the same way. I don't mind. If I see my people and they're doing some good stuff, I don't mind working with them. I don't care. Like I have no interjection coming in the door. I don't have no personal retrospect towards an individual coming to the door. I will hear all of it, and I will wait for you to even come to me and say, you know what, I'm with that, or I'm not with that. But I don't even put my energy where it doesn't rely or where it's not supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't jump and say, well, what you're doing is wrong. I don't like that. I don't control. I'm not for that. Ultimately, I want everybody to find their own path. And the only way you're going to find that is dealing with the Most High anyway. That's the path that was given to you. We're connected to the umbilical cord of life. That's why we still living. You ever went through and something said, yo, don't go right there. Don't walk down that street. And you feel it. You like, damn, something told me not to go over there, or something told me to go and I didn't listen. Something told me to play that number and I didn't play it, but that person just won $100 million. You see what I'm saying? Everything is like to put us in a better situation, but we have a veil of blockage over the right things to do when we're supposed to do it. Our minds and our hearts know better than what we are producing from our minds and our hearts. That's a fact. That's a fact because it's filtered through your flesh. The light inside of you is the positive energy. Your flesh is the negative energy. But then you do what? Because the negative on the outside, let me ask y'all a question. Who knows calculus? Who knows mathematics? What is a double negative?
A positive.
Nah, double negative gets you another negative. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Right? So positive, negative, positive, negative. If you are inside yourself, if you are light, and that's your positive charge, and it's filtered through your negative.
You talking about multiplying a double negative by a double negative?
All right, you got two evil niggas coming against one positive nigga. What's gonna happen? Something bad, right?
$10, $20, or $30,000 more in credit card debt.
Something bad, right? That's the best way I can put that into
consolidate your debt into one easy payment. They've helped thousands of people save time and money on their debt, and they can help you too.
It's the best way I can put that into some type of formalization. So inside of you is a pure positive energy. It's the I sent. It's what divine sent here when he gave you life for you to be in existence. It's your pure positive energy. Your flesh is how you feel or how you comprehend everything outside of you. But the light is trying to shine through you. We'll close off our light on the inside because of the acts of the people on the outside.
Just Calvin. When he gets
we ultimately supposed to gravitate to the more positive energies that are or have the positive energies for us to attract to. This is why everything outside of us is an illusion. People will say they'll smile in your face just so they can stab you in the back because they know you're good on the inside. And that's how you get attracted to certain energies. Desires control most people. That what the devil use against us all day. That's the whole point. So now we have a line in between what we're really dealing with that shows you the team players on both sides of the team. I know you're a manipulator, so I know you don't work for my side. That's blatant. I have to look for more pure, innocent energy to connect to the team. This is the reason why you formulate a team of light. And you're not talking about the ideology of light outside of the self. It's the light from within. And I know it's from within by the way you carry and conduct yourself. I'm mindful when I listen to people speak. I'm listening to how you speak and what words you're choosing to say. I don't just get high off what people say or how they look. No, I have to hear the intention of the reason why you chose these particular words. So if I don't fine tune my ears to actually see what this is, I'm going to confuse myself at the end of the day by believing in something that is not in my best interest because my heart is accepting to everything. This is discernment. We have to learn to strengthen our discernment as a culture of people. So therefore, we don't fall victim to everything that wants to smile in your face and tell you that it's in your best interest. I don't give a damn what it looks like or how it's coming. I gotta know for sure by the way you move. We see these things take place all the time and we don't do nothing about it. We just sit back and sit idle. But yet you want divine to serve you in the same way. How many times people praying, please God, get me out of this situation? Well, the job and the criteria, the homework, the worksheet given by the true teacher was how well can you do what I do for you on the earth in real time? Can you be this? Can you find a way to do greater things than you asking for me to do? Can you do that for your brother and sister? I'll do it for you if you can. That's where the real test come in at. It's gonna be a lot of lonely nights. Believe me, a lot of lonely nights, but you're gonna feel fulfilled because you did the right thing. And that's the hardest belief for anybody, because everybody got their own personal pains. Well, ain't nobody come for me when I was going through this. Ain't nobody did this for me when I was going through this. Don't you think I felt like that too? I got a lot of shit I went through, and I'm like, I ain't had nobody in my hospital beds. There was nobody there. I felt that way for a long time. I had to get over myself because it wasn't just about me. This is a world we live in. It's people in different countries sleeping on the goddamn dirt with a rock for a pillow. We are so self-serving and so selfish in the same time.
Drop.
Sir Drop, what's going on, brother?
Oh shit, cooling out, man. You up here dropping some jewels, man. I had to be a part of it, man.
I
Because
appreciate
a
you,
lot
brother.
of people, what's going on with people and energy, right? Is they thrust their energy out. These are the people that you kind of want to stay away from, right? They're not. They don't have the inner scope. They're not looking inside, so you can feel their energy when they come around because they're projecting it. A
Facts.
settled person is more of a warm energy, sort of like a candlelight. Them the people you want to be around. You don't want to be around the spotlight. You want to be around the moonlight, the self-absorbing light, the enlightened one, the one that brings his own light. Don't take your light and put it in. Like, I'm not gonna take your light to make me shine, or I'm not gonna put you down to big me up would be the proper saying. So like,
Rasta.
stay away from people like that far as energy is concerned, because it speaks for itself. It's the God in you. It's the inner G, the inner God in you. It's not the outer G. It's not, you're not supposed to give everybody your energy. Some people not worth the scrolls that's in your mind. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But yeah, you up here dropping some gems, man. I just thought I'd come up here, say what's up to C and everybody. See HOTC starting to make headway again. That's what's up.
Nah, you guys sent. You guys sent at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That's why your strength came onto the panel. I appreciate you, brother. You know what I mean? Everything that's supposed to come, it comes through in due time. All praise due to the most high. You know what I'm saying? So I overstand and I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we all we got. And if we don't start doing just like this brother did, just like Nikki C did, just like Silk did, you know what I'm saying? Just like other people who stand in the right energy when it's time for us to see that we need structure, to see that we want this change, to see that it's a better way that we can all conducively work together, we ain't going nowhere. We're not going
Right.
nowhere. And we're going to sit there and let these other people laugh in our face and keep tearing us down while one or two of us get a bag and say, well, I'll hold the door unless you be a sucker. That shit hurts my heart. Like I feel bad when I see how people go through shit, yo. That shit really hits me different. Like I feel that shit inside. I'm like, yo, y'all don't feel this right now? Like, and I well up in tears and I gotta go walk away because I'm like, I literally care about existence in itself. It's not you I'm talking about, it's the divine that created us. I know we come from the same tree. We the same nuts off all the same tree. We all fell down to the ground. I know this.
That's
Mm.
facts.
So
At the end of the
Naga,
day,
oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead, Nick.
No,
No,
I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say, do you know? Have you ever met my brother Sir Drop? TV?
No, I haven't.
This is Sir Drop. This is another member of the HOTC, the one I was telling you about, and a few other members are in the building. Ty Gemini, well, he got Ty Lamar L,
Okay.
and Quinn Emerson is in the building, and they come through when I go live, and these are the people that I say that let you know is my soul family,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
they love
Thank you.
unconditional love.
Right. Right. Respect.
And HOTC mean House of True Consciousness, right? But once you get that part down, you could make it stand for anything that's prevalent to you. So, like I was a holder of the chakras, right?
Hmm.
Somebody else might say head of the class. Somebody else might say something, but the meaning is House of True Consciousness because it was a what brought it a true consciousness because we was hearing a lot of blackety black stuff coming from like HOK and all these fake like they wasn't going into the realms and entering through portals and coming back with different things. Everything they knew was coming off a book. So we like, you know what? Let's take this knowledge we doing back here on what was the name of the app? See, uh
Oh, Discord.
yeah, Discord. We like, these builds we having back here, let's take it to the internet. So cool. Uh my man um my man Huey P got together with another homie, allergic to bullshit. They figured out how to put the hangouts, take it to YouTube. This people be thinking we cocky when we say this. This is the start of live panels. Wasn't nobody doing this. So
Right.
cool, we bring it up on the internet. Hangouts, boom. Next thing you know, you start seeing a whole bunch of hangouts. They was already doing hangouts, I ain't saying that. But they wasn't doing it as all y'all friends and know each other and y'all 5, 10 deep talking some deep stuff, and that's what bring the panels into fruition to this day. And I ain't even trying to. People say I hate when people say they started stuff. No, we just need to get an understanding on how powerful and an influence our group had on the internet because people don't know. They just, you know, they tried to
It's really,
slander us. We
really
Yeah.
got
what
it.
it is really what it is you tapping into that divine frequency and you bring in the food at the moment. That's the profit energy. So it's not to say, oh, I hate when people started it. You got to pay homage. The divine is speaking through those brothers right now that's bringing you food. Eat food.
They don't want the food. These people don't want the food. That's why you don't see me that much because every time I come, it be something else. You know what I mean?
On top of that, for a brother to come out and give you the knowledge that they got inside you, that's the purest unconditional love you gonna get. Because a brother ain't got to tell you nothing. He can keep all that for himself and study that and make books for his own library. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I overstand the energy and I always pay homage to when I see divine existing within our people. Like, that's the strength and the structure of who we are. We need to cultivate that. That's the seeds we need to grow. The true tree of life. You know what I mean? So once that grow, those vines start growing, then we got something to really hold on to. They've taken everything from us in life and existence, everything. So, brother, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And I know whatever foundation y'all laid, I'll be more than happy to be a part of your panel and speak. You know what I'm saying? Because you said something a few minutes ago, yo, like the going through dimensions. I dream walk. You know what I mean? I dream walk and during the day and at night. You know what I mean? And I see things sometimes that I can't explain myself, but they always come into fruition. And then I just give praise to the Most High because I understand I'm being guided. And not for nothing, divine ain't never wrong. People are wrong. So I just leave that
Was
right there.
What's crazy? I got a bar. The rap start off. I sleep, woke, daydream in the nighttime. At times, I want to scream into the night sky. Yeah, that's deep that you said that because I got a bar that's basically saying that. Like I sleep, woke, I daydream in the nighttime, which is astral projecting. Hey, see, you remember this? I'm about to tell you some tinfoil hat shit we did. Remember, it was a hurricane, and me, you, and Hugh, we went to sleep and broke the hurricane up that was about to hit your city. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. It was gonna hit somewhere, not my city.
Right, it was somewhere in Carolina, I believe. But we done astral projected to pyramids, like to where like you wake up the next day and it's sort of like a similar story. But you plan these things. You be like, hey, you know what? We gonna astral project to the North Pole. Might take a month to do it. Might take 2.5 months to do it. It ain't something you can just click the switch on and control. But once you speak it into the universe, it's gonna happen.
Oh
And
Lord.
we really be like moving, seeing each other like that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. Kind of. If you don't know, you would think we was Looney Tune retarded. But the people that know, they like, yeah, they star beings. That is different. They indigo. They golden children. They're stardust. It's not the spark. The spark my energy come from. I don't know, but it's not just from a nut sack and a uterus. I use that to come here. The
Right.
thing that moved my bones is something I've been trying to figure out my whole life. And it will not step outside of me and say, this is what I am. Because
Yo, believe it or not,
that's the
right now I
purpose.
got goosebumps all over me right now, yo. Like you don't even understand, B. Like I feel the energy so much right now. What you saying is 1,000, because I can remember when I was like 7 months old. I can remember when I came into this existence. I've told this story to people before. Like I can remember, I can feel it. You know what I mean? And I got bars for you too, yo. We should build.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Ironically, almost our whole little group do music. Rap, sing, poems. It's crazy, man. You might as well fall in with us, man. Especially you saying you do. That's ironic. That's ironic that, like, I say at least 15 of the members either rap or sing. The rest of them do poetry or art. It's like it's something artistic about every person that's woke. That's amazing to me. That's
Right. I
crazy.
do I do art, I do poetry, I do music, you know what I'm saying? I do it all. I even got some poetry on my list of videos that I do. I just come off the head and I do poetry to how I'm feeling at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been like this since I ever touched any materialistic value. Like when in kindergarten I was drawing like still life, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of amazing to my mom. She was like, "Yeah, I didn't know you can do that," and I didn't know I can do that. Like vases and a tulip, but perfectly to the situation. Like, and that just grew to other things. Different times when we was in school, me and some of the brothers would get together and draw, like a brother would draw a piece of a picture, and we'll pass it around, and then another brother would get it and add his part to it, and he'll pass it to another one, and so we'll add another. And by the time we finish, we've drawn something together collectively. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
That's
I don't know.
cool.
I used to always think like I thought we was weird. You know what I'm saying? I should be like, yo, I don't know why we can do this. But then the art teacher we would get in trouble for passing notes, but then they would find out we was drawing. So then they made a space for us to be in art class together. And me and four other brothers or three other brothers came together, and we just got an opportunity to do stuff like that. I cook too. I've been cooking since I was 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like some things come natural to us, and we don't even have to try to make it a thing. We just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Let
So
me guess. You was gonna go to Pennsylvania Culinary Art School when you was like, nah. And now you looking back like, man, chefs do make some good money. I wish I'd
nah,
have went
what
to
happened was
culinary.
I got a full scholarship. It was this because I'm deaf in my left ear, right? So I had this deaf dude that would come to school, and he would like sit time with me or whatever, because they felt I needed speech help when I was a kid, because I had a heavy New York accent. So they was like, he needs speech help, because I was raised in the South. I was raised in South Carolina. So but he died before I got a chance to graduate. But before he passed away, he made sure that I had a full scholarship to one of the greatest culinary colleges in United States. But unbeknownst to me, some things happened and that got taken from me. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother situation right there. It's gonna be in one of the short stories that me and Nikki about to work on something. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be within those stories that we put together. But um yeah, you're right. I had it at the tips of my fingers, but a higher power of people here that's considered to be that made sure that I didn't have that. So that just speaks to a different value.
I'm sitting here watching the House of Pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what's nice about the House of Pain. There's a bunch of black people together. They not cursing. They happy. They going through shit and they figuring it out as a family. See, family now amongst black people has just turned into because family do family so wrong that now be like F family, but that's all we got, dog. And you know how they say, man, your family will do you worse than a stranger on the street, and that's
Yeah,
real. And I don't understand it. I'm like, we
that's
gotta quit doing this, man.
that's right.
Man, we having a family reunion, right? They like, yeah, everybody gotta pay $100 a head. Kids $40. All right, I'm thinking like, man, it's a good 500 of us. Why is y'all trying to hustle the family? You know how much money that is, man? They talking about they gonna give you a T-shirt. I said I ain't going. Not because I know it's a mastermind behind the thing. Now, if it was just organic and all this money go into a family trust or all this money go into a family account for when Linda get evicted, we can go to this family fund and get her together. When such and such needs surgery, we can go to this family fund and get them together. But it ain't like that. Your own family will scam you. That's sad, man. It ain't even a scam, but 100 a head. All right, we got people in our family with 3 kids. Got they lady, 3 kids. Man, that's like $400 a family, though.
It's a mental process that I do, you know what I mean? And I always would say when I do this process, I would hope that I can, if I had more people doing it at the same time, I wonder what would be the outcome. People always say that the evil energy works 2 times as hard to keep us down while we not fighting harder than them to stay up. And in this mental process, I would imagine that I am a light that turns to like a ball of light that turns around me like a flame from a lighter. And I grow that flame of light larger than the earth. And then after I wrap around the earth and I'm just one big earth-sized flame and I'm still on the earth, I'm literally pushing all shadows, all darkness off of the earth. I'm knocking that shit off. I'm flying that shit all the way to the ends of the universe. And then I get bigger than our universe that we sit in, and I come next to the sun. And when I get next to the sun, I absorb the sunlight and I get 10 times bigger than that. And then I get bigger than the universe and I keep growing so large that I reach out to where the space at, to where divine would be in a mental understanding, just imagining. And then I'm only still a small light in the hands of the divine. So then I try to grow so large that I'm only the baby in the arms of the divine because of the size and grandeur of that great energy. I just imagine that. And while I'm doing that in my mentality, I'm throwing all dark energy away. I don't care if it's people that did dark shit in their life, I'm knocking that shit off. That shit got to go. You know what I'm saying? And then I would imagine, I wonder if I had like 20 people doing this at one time at the same time, how much darkness we can knock off this earth just by conscious awareness. Because every time I come out of that meditation, things just feel better. It just feels so much better. People around me are lighter. You know what I'm saying? They just more energetically connected to how we are, you know what I'm saying, as I don't know. I can go to a store and people are like, "Hey, how you doing?" They real light, and I'm like, "Wow." I'm wondering if this meditation is really working. You know what I'm saying? So everything I do is a connection in between my existence to the divine. So I'm always trying to emulate what the light of the universe truly is. You see what I'm saying? It's
It's
just something.
definitely working. Because what you did was you got a glimpse of the all be all through your meditation. Once you was like, I was everything. That's the all be all. That's the one. And then you had the awareness to say, but it's something whole in this. That's still little. Even the
Right,
all be all is a pebble in the hand of the universe. That's crazy. That's some
right.
deep. You should paint a painting with that. Put the little scripture on the back on what you just said. Sign it at the bottom and put that hand with that universe in it.
I
Whatever
got
come to
some
your mind.
I got some classes that I put together. I put together a class called Incremental Science. And I actually looked up the word incremental to see if anybody ever made it into an actual class, and it was never put together. So I took that as an opportunity to use that as the creation. So incremental science is a class that I created like about a year and some change ago, a little more than a year ago. And I drew all the classes of description of how I wanted to speak it. It's on Patreon. I actually got it on YouTube too. I got like she got me showing like time lapses showing me drawing some of these pieces. You know what I mean? And I got like portions of them when I'm starting just to lead people to Patreon. But you know that hate be real when you put something out real. So I got a I think one of the brothers said in the comments earlier, they was like, yeah, they be taking views and taking likes and all that. And I would watch the videos go up. Like I would be watching it and it'll like the thumbs will be going up and the views will be going up, and then I'll refresh the page and go back to where the video is placed and on the list of your videos it ain't got nothing. That's like one view, one like. I'm like, how is that even possible? And I'm watching them go up. It's like they removing the likes from it because they don't want people to really get into the algorithm of what's being put out. And I used to watch this happen all the time, and it's still happening right now because I try to stay as truthful as possible. They like, don't let that nigga get heard by nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the war that I'm fighting against by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just give it to the divine, you know, and I keep praying for it. And not for nothing, when you came on and Nikki was talking about, you know, the different people in y'all family and all that, you know what I mean? The goosebumps started hitting me real hard, like somebody was putting their hands on me. And I'm like, yo, not for nothing. Y'all probably the family I've been looking for, bro, to keep it a thousand.
That we are. Where's Sir Drop go? He left. We are. That's what it is. And man, it's crazy how we get connected.
I think it's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have no regard of holding back anything. If I feel it, I speak it. And I think that might have been a shortcoming in my life because if I see something that's real, I stand on it, yo. Like I don't sugarcoat nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like I just go with it, you know what I mean? And if it ain't right, I'll walk away from it. I'll feel that it's not right, you know what I mean? I just won't put no words to it because I don't feel in giving power to things that don't deserve that power. You see what I'm saying? So like, not for nothing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all about the science. I'm all about learning too. Like, I want to know more, you know what I'm saying? I know it's way more out there for me to learn, you know what I'm saying? So I'm
Hmm.
open. I'm open
Well,
for that.
to me, you know a lot. Like I was amazed at the things you know and how you talk. So I mean, you remind me of my brothers. That's probably why, because this is all we used to do is sit up there and build on things like this, not do all the other fake shit that we see going on. We would always get back there and just really build. And like they said, we used to build, wake up building and go to sleep building. We all fall asleep in the back chat and wake up in the back chat and start our day again in the back chat. It was so dope. I ain't gonna lie.
If you got brothers like the brother that just was dropping jewels, I would love to hear what they got to offer and where they come from as far as, you know, the perception of understanding. Cause his brother powerful, man. You know what I'm saying? I can feel it. And you
Yeah.
know, your energy has always been good. Every time I come to your panel, if it's somebody with some pure energy, I can feel their energy, you know. So And that's just because I do a lot of meditation and I sit by myself a lot. So I try to keep it to where I gotta focus on the divine. You know what I mean? Like I'm not putting my mind on too many things. Like I don't like to have my mind jumbled with a lot of stuff. I just like to try to keep it in a straight line. You know what I mean? That narrow road. Just like you got a line in between your brain where the pineal sits. I try to keep everything is that focused. You know what I'm saying? It's the straight, narrow line. Wide and spacious is where you get the opportunity to clog your mind with too many things. So I try to stay on that narrow road. We've been cooking, yo. It's over 2 hours right now. I ain't even know we was cooking like that. It felt like we just got started in a sense. You still there? You still there, Nikki? I'm on here by myself. Oh man. Let me find out the signal went out. Anybody in the chat, can y'all hear me? Oh man, are we still here? Ain't nobody responding. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, so I'm just always mindful, you know what I'm saying? I always try to stay mindful on what the purpose is, you know what I mean? And it's a very humbling thing when you know what I'm saying, you understand the role you're supposed to be playing. And not for nothing, I don't choose to stray, you know what I mean? I don't choose to stray. I try to just focus on the natural law of things, the natural law of the universe that's supposed to serve us all. And excuse me, burping. And yeah, I give all praise to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like the Most High of good, bad, and indifferent. I say this like 1,001 times, probably 1,001 times a day. You know what I mean? And it's, for me, that presence itself, you know what I mean, is what's truly in control of everything. But I ultimately believe by the acts of people, they're trying to remove that as a reality. You know what I'm saying? Like too many people saying they want to hold that space. And I'm like, yeah, we great, but we only a part tied to the tree that we connected to. You know what I'm saying? So once you understand that, then you got to understand the role you're supposed to play. Oh man, that's what happened. Okay, yeah, Nikki was wondering where you went, bro. She was like, what happened to Sir Drop? And then her sound went out too just now. You know what I mean? But you know what? I think they be working behind the scenes to cut the science, yo. I think they be trying to knock all that frequency out. They be like, yo, get them off the screen right now. Whatever you do, mess up the signal, do something. You know what I mean? So, all praises to the Most High. You know what I mean? And ultimately, like I ain't the type of brother that just go out just telling all my business, all my stories, but then I'll be talking to certain people, and they'll be like, nah, your experiences can help people, man. You need to share those experiences with individuals. They may need that to help them get out of certain situations. And I'll be reluctant to, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel some type of way. Like I said, once you understand the power of the divine creator of all things, good, bad, and indifferent, you find unconditional love within yourself. And then you really don't want to carry no heinous energy. Even if it happened to you, you don't want to carry that to nobody. Like I've healed myself already as far as things that has happened. So it's not like I want to relive energy and make a story. Oh, my channel name, Naga's Wisdom to the Light Life. So you can find me right there or whatever. Naga's Wisdom to the Light Life. I used to my page was before that. It was called There Will Be Trouble. I had held that name up because I was like, when you start walking, it's gonna be trouble because you got to get out of this shit the way you thinking about it. So it's gonna be trouble until you shake it off. But then, you know, Divine was like, just give them the pathway, give them the golden road, you know, the golden road to walk on. And that became, you know, Naga's wisdom to the light life, you know. So yeah, I got over 13 or 1400 videos on there, you know, in the last few years that I've been on, you know. It's music on there, it's a whole bunch of stuff on there, you know what I mean? You start from the beginning, you can see me formulating it all over again, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then it just takes its own life and it goes its own direction. But it's tons of jewels on there, you know what I mean? And for the most part, you can tell looking at how people come in that they've been messing with my connections, you know what I'm saying? So I don't mind. I just don't give up, you know what I mean? I just keep going despite what what I can gain from it. It's not about a gain for me. It's about leaving it there and making a library for people to access, right? So right. Appreciate that, bro. You never know how your voice can soothe someone's soul. You know what I mean? And then that was a level of discouragement that I had because I didn't know if I was wasting my time or if um if it really was mattering about what I was doing. So, you know, I had somebody come out of the blue and they was just like, nah, don't stop because you helping me. And if you helping me, I know you helping a lot of other people. And that made me feel good about what I was doing. It was almost like Divine sent that in perfect timing, you know what I mean? So I went ahead and took it, you know, took it to the chest and just kept going. Like, so um I don't look at yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you. Respect. Um yeah, I took it to the chest and I just said, well, you know what? I don't care if I can see the growth. I'm just gonna leave it here so others can grow, you know, and that solidified a potential for me because I was able to see that it's not about it, it helped me work on my ego too, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, it's not about how I perceive things. It's about me doing the classwork. It's about me sitting in class, finishing my lesson and turning my paper in. You know what I mean? After I turn my paper in, Divine gonna grade that. You know what I mean? Even if anybody got a chance to read the article, it's cool. You know what I mean? So that's where all the work came in. Some days I would just do like 4 or 5 uploads because it was hitting me that way. Like every other minute, something was coming in, a download was coming. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go do an upload. I gotta do an upload. So I would just drop the knowledge just because it was coming in. And some people thought I would run out. They'd be like, yo, you're gonna run out soon. Ain't nobody got that. Never run out. You know what I mean? Like never run out. I just keep cooking and all praise due to the Most High because it's a direct download all the time. You know, soon I'm gonna start speaking on the dreams I have. You know what I mean? Like a lot of dreams I have is personal because they come to me in ways that's really going around me. You know what I mean? So once I see that, I know what's going on in my life. I know who trying to play in the darkness. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. I know who out there trying to do stuff that they ain't supposed to be doing. And when I see that, you know what I mean, I still show them love in the dream, but then I give it to the Most High, be like Divine. So Divine is like, nah, I need you because you see everything. You see little things that other people don't see. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that incremental science came in. Like after I created that class, it was like Divine was teaching me to create a class. And then in the same breath, I was learning from the class that I was creating. So the class fine-tuned my understanding of how my sight see things. So then I was aware of things that I had as a gift. You know what I mean? It was like I was waking myself up to my own gifts in some sense. You know what I mean? So that's how the class came into fruition. But then I started using my own understanding and my own science that Divine gave me. Like he gave it to show the world, but then I would use it too. Like, yeah, you know what? That's incremental science right there. That's that tap in right there. You know what I mean? So once I started getting to that point, instead of it becoming just a science, it became a way of living for me personally. You know what I mean? And like I'm selfish with myself. You know what I mean? Like I don't just be walking around trying to, you know what I mean? Like I'm celibate to a lot of things in life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, nah, I ain't about to just give myself to that. I ain't about to put my energy into that. Nah, my energy don't need to mix with that right there. Nah, y'all got something else going on. You know what I mean? And it started making me understand what a healthy fear was, what that really meant, like a healthy fear. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm nervous. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna just be mixing with everything. I ain't gonna have my energy all out here in the street for no reason. You feel me? Like it just ain't gonna fly like that with me. So I'm real careful as far as how oh, respect, I appreciate you, Quentin. Um, I'm just not gonna be out here messing up divine energy like that. You know what I mean? Divine is more precious than anything. And on this plane of existence, on this earth, people been using the divine name in vain, and they ain't
Mm,
been taking good care of it. They ain't been holding it to the right standard. You know what I mean? And I
mm.
think we put divine back on the pedestal with what it needs to be. You know what I mean? So that reign supreme is that reign supreme. You know what I mean? So it said what it means. It's almighty. So almighty should be in the almighty position. So I don't step in front of that. I don't step, you know what I'm saying, on the side. I stay in my position behind where I'm supposed to be with the divine. Even in my own conscious awareness, I never place myself on a higher pedestal. I never tried to, you know what I mean? Q was GHOC. Oh, word? Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. So Drop said his phone dropped, Nikki.
Yeah, I see. I see. I see. Man, I'm so happy about this connection, and it's crazy because another part of my life is in an uproar, but I know that at the end of the day, it's because divine is moving me in a whole nother direction, and I gotta accept that, because my job on Earth is something very important to divine, so I gotta move how he want me to move, and I've been doing that. I've been doing that, even though I might be involved with a set of people for whatever reason, because I know that everything that I'm doing is a part of the plan, and for me to learn and for them to learn. And at the same time, when it's time to sever the ties, it's just time to sever the ties. And I have to accept it like that.
You know,
Because
I say it like this. Sometimes we want to uplift people, you know, to be a part of the situation. And I'm like that. I'm a prime example of wanting to save everybody, you know what I'm saying? But you can't save everybody even if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like you might want to try, you know what I mean? And believe me, I try, I bust my head on the brick wall a million and one times telling people, nah, you this, you that. This is inside of you. I can see by the way you move. Sometimes the energy come through you. You need to acknowledge it. Da 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 da. Like I'm telling people this, like I'm in the street looking like a fool. You know what I mean? But then people just didn't want to accept it because they wanted to actually have the other parts of life. They wanted to be a part of things that really didn't serve them because they missed out.
Miss Sael, only the wise, is in the building. You know I gotta say it like that. What's up, Miss Sael?
Peace, Miss IL. You already know the vibes.
Miss Ayala is the business. I love Miss Ayala. I love all my brothers, man. That's one of my brothers too. Miss Ayala. Everybody be coming back. We got Sir Drop in the building. We got Quentin Emerson in the building. We had Brother Nadi in the building. We had Ty Gemini in the building. He's still here. Who else came in here?
And you know, you said earlier, you said the word divine intervention.
Mm-hmm.
This is divine intervention because y'all spoke all this into existence this morning. Like
Mm-hmm.
you was like, yeah, we're part of the group. Did you hear about the group? And then the whole group just came through. I think that's powerful right now. Like that's fire.
Mm-hmm. It's it's
That's
it's
fire right there.
it's the vibration, man.
It's like somebody put out the bat signal or something.
It's the beacon. The beacon was sent. The beacon was sent. We always put out beacons though, our group. And we do plan on meeting up. I wanted to see if we can meet up in August. So I still ain't tried to plan nothing yet because I had a few projects that I had to get out the way. But during August, we supposed to meet up somewhere.
Oh, okay.
We don't know yet where. I'm gonna have to call Quentin, see what he wanna do. He like Cali though. But it's cool out here. But I need to go somewhere different.
Right. You know, I keep hearing everybody talk about the pyramids in the Grand Canyon and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I keep seeing like these little videos over there, and people got things going on over there, they be trying to protect it or whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it'd be dope if we can get somewhere close to that area or over there and do a build next to the creations, like, you know what I mean, like the old energy. I think that's gonna spark something. I don't even know if it's gonna be something that can actually happen, but I think it'll be dope if it could.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to get up out of here. Listen to the replay, Miss IL, and whoever didn't come in and hear. But I gotta get out of here because I gotta go somewhere today. I've been in the house for 2 days straight working on this paper, and during the time I've been on the paper, I ended up getting on. Yesterday, I ended up getting on, going in there with Clarendon before I started. Before I
Right.
had started um doing my paper, but I ended up, working on it while I was on there. Which I
Right.
always been doing that. I've been doing that for years. They know I've been doing my schoolwork for years, and I can get on a panel and just be listening and still do my work.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's multitasking.
That's right. I always appreciate you, Nikki, setting the platform up, and I think this was a real good build today. I
Mhm.
appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. You know what I mean? Like, it just made me feel warm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some real energy y'all got going on, and I hope to, I hope to see what you brothers got and what y'all talking about soon. You know what I mean? I definitely support the movement. You know what I mean? Nikki C is always, it's always love.
Amen. All right. Well, y'all know what I want y'all to do. I want you to love yourself, know yourself, be true to yourself, and stay fly and always live in your truth. And y'all know where to see me the next time. Peace, and I'm out.
Peace.